Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Marilyn Hartman, who was otherwise known as the serial Stowaway? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I'll put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. So I'll start with a brief background. We really don't know too much about Hartman's background. I'll move to the timeline of the incidents, and then I'll offer my analysis. Marilyn Hartman was born in 1951 in Chicago, Illinois. It appears as though, at least for some time, she has been homeless. She told a reporter that there was violence and mental illness in the household when she was growing up. Now moving to the timeline of the incidents. Hartman is known as a serial stowaway. At the time of making this video, she has been involved in 22 airport incidents. In February and March of 2014, we see 5 different incidents involving San Francisco International Airport. February 15, Hartman boards a plane bound for Hawaii without a ticket. When the ticket holder for the seat she is occupying arrives, the police are called. Hartman is questioned and then released. 3 days later, she made her way through a security gate. She was interviewed and released. 2 days after that, she is caught carrying a discarded boarding pass. She is arrested and eventually ordered to stop going to the airport without a ticket, one that she actually owns. On March 18, she was arrested at the airport on suspicion of violating that court order from the February 20 incident. On March 26, the same thing happens. So she goes back and she's arrested again. The next 2 incidents were at Los Angeles International Airport in August of 2014. On August 4, Hartman was arrested after having flown there from San Jose, California. Apparently, she snuck onto a plane in San Jose. A judge tells her to stay away from airports unless she has a boarding pass. She's back at the airport 3 days later. She is arrested again. This time, she is sentenced to 6 months in jail. She was out in 3 days due to overcrowding. After this, Hartman switches her attention to Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. We are still in August of 2014. On August 14 and August 20, she tried to get through security without a ticket. She was warned and escorted off the premises both times. On August 26, she returned and was charged with criminal trespassing. On November 28, 2014, she called the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport and told them her purse was stolen in the restroom. She was given a trespass warning because she wasn't supposed to be at that airport. On January 9, 2015, she went to the airport and tried to get through security. She was arrested and charged with trespassing. On February 8, 2015, Hartman arrived at Jacksonville International Airport. Apparently, she flew from Minnesota without a ticket. She was arrested and charged. She would be charged again on April 24, 2015, after entering a restricted area at O'Hare International Airport. She was arrested at Midway Airport on May 3, 2015, and charged with trespassing and violating the terms of her bail from a previous offense. A mental health assessment was ordered. After being released for this offense, Hartman told a reporter she was done with stowaway attempts. On July 3, 2015, she boarded a plane at Midway Airport with a valid ticket, so something new for her. The problem was that she caused a disturbance. She was charged with misdemeanor reckless conduct. All of the remaining 6 incidents occurred at O'Hare International Airport. On July 4, 2015, she tried to get through security without a ticket. She was charged. On February 17, 2016, she is arrested at the airport. This time she is charged with felony probation violation as well as trespassing. After pleading guilty to charges on March 3, 2016, she is ordered to stay at a mental health facility in Chicago. The judge suggested he was tired of her. He would say, "Everybody has pretty much had it with you. You're on TV all the time, and I believe that's what you really want." Now we go all the way to January 14 of 2018. Hartman again enters O'Hare. This time she uses her hair to hide her face as she walks through security. This advanced tactic allowed her to get past 2 TSA officers. What could those officers have been expected to do against such advanced technology and superior tactics? She unsuccessfully tried to board a flight. Then she took a shuttle over to the international terminal and walked onto a plane bound for London. After landing in London, the authorities there realized she didn't have a passport or a ticket for the flight she just took. She is sent back to O'Hare, where she is arrested. She is charged with felony theft and trespassing. She was ordered to have a mental health assessment and required to wear an ankle monitor. Just 14 days later, she is arrested at O'Hare again. She is charged with trespassing and violation of bail conditions. She made it all the way to October 11, 2019, before being arrested again at O'Hare. She tried to get past the security checkpoint. This time, she was held without bail and charged with felony trespassing. This brings us to March 16, 2021. Hartman, who is still wearing an ankle monitor, leaves a residential facility and makes her way to O'Hare. The authorities attempted to contact her using a phone built into the ankle monitor. She probably just figured it was a telemarketer. The police then activated an alarm in the ankle monitor. I can just picture Hartman trying to act casual as that alarm was going off, like she's standing next to another passenger and saying, "Man, my ankle is screaming." Hartman was arrested for felony escape and trespassing. After this, she was held on 2 bonds. One was set at $100,000 and the other was set as no bond. Therefore, she could not be released on bond. Hartman's attorney indicated that her behavior may have been caused by a recent TV story about her, saying that she has a mental illness that was triggered by something out of her control. These 22 incidents do not include other occasions where Hartman claimed to have successfully boarded flights without being caught, possibly as many as 30. She said she's flown to places like Copenhagen and Paris. She said that the first time she stowed away on a plane was 2002. Now moving to my analysis. Hartman has indicated that she has bipolar disorder, but she's rejected the diagnosis for years. At one point, mental health professionals declared her incompetent to proceed with court. She told a reporter that she is not happy when she gets on these planes. She is in a depressed mood. When referring to the police, she would tell a reporter that they kept emphasizing the mental illness, but she is pretty good. We also see other reports indicating she believes the FBI is persecuting her, and there is a worldwide conspiracy sanctioned by Barack Obama that harasses her. Her lawyer has suggested that the mental health system is not equipped to help Hartman. It's really tough to know exactly what's going on here. There are no mental health records available that I could locate. Some have jokingly suggested that Hartman has a literal fight or flight response. Let's take a look at Hartman's tactics. By looking at the various reports, there appear to be a few basic tactics that she employs. She waits for TSA agents to be distracted and simply walks by them. She follows someone else through the checkpoint as if she is with that person. At the jetway, she waits until the agents are distracted and walks onto the jetway quickly while hiding behind whatever she can, like a support column. When she is confronted being somewhere she's not allowed to be or doing something she's not allowed to do, she appears confused and disoriented and asks whoever is confronting her about another flight. It appears that people are not really threatened by Hartman. They tend to believe that she is legitimately lost. Therefore, they're not as inclined to view her behavior as some type of security breach. Hartman is more likely to get a pass in these situations. Hartman's behavior has been incredibly embarrassing for the TSA and the airport police. This is somebody who uses no tools, no technology, no accomplices, and she can get past security and onto an airplane with no documentation. The question has come up many times, what should be done with Hartman? She's clearly no threat. It seems cruel to keep putting her in jail. I say, give her a job at TSA. She could be a consultant for them. In a way, she is keeping them on their toes. I mean, she's not really a bad thing for airport security. I think Hartman is showing travelers everywhere how vulnerable the system really is. She's like a mystery shopper, except Stowaway version. I wouldn't be surprised if pilots have added "make sure Marilyn Hartman is not on the flight" to their pre-flight checklist. As I mentioned before, I don't know what mental disorder or disorders she may or may not have. All we know is her statement claiming to have bipolar disorder. Sometimes with bipolar disorder, if it involves psychosis, one potential symptom is called a flight of ideas. In this case, it seems more like an idea of flights. Various mental disorders can be associated with getting into trouble by doing the same thing over and over. What she's doing is not unheard of, except for the fact that the repeated behaviors involve trying to get on airplanes illegally. That's what really makes her stand out. I've seen situations where people would shoplift, get out of jail, and go right back to the same store and shoplift again. Situations where people would trespass, get out of jail, and immediately trespass again. In Hartman's case, there seems to be a real commitment to sneaking onto airplanes. Her obsession is one that's going to attract more attention than most minor crimes. I would hope that the criminal justice system can deal with her humanely and provide her the treatment she needs. Are there any lessons learned in this case? I think this case sheds light on how people decide who is a threat. The reality is, for most of the security professionals, law enforcement, and other airport staff, a woman who is somewhere around 70 years old is simply not viewed as a threat. It's almost like for people who are trying to spot danger, Hartman is invisible. Now, I doubt that this is going to lead to new recruiting strategies for terrorist organizations, but I think that it is a reminder that no one should be dismissed as a potential threat just based on their appearance. Those are my thoughts on the case of Marilyn Hartman. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be interesting. Thanks for watching.